All right, so let's build out this Jeopardy game, essentially. And we're gonna do it step by step. I made a couple of tasks for myself. So something like build the board, render it, add styling. I guess build and render would be kind of like the same thing. Or maybe plan out the board. Maybe I'll change to that. Plan out the board, add styling, render, see what the API is returning, because we're gonna be calling these API endpoints to get the categories and the category IDs, and we'll build out our game data structures. So we're gonna need to keep some things, so like our questions and answers data somewhere in our app memory, and we'll need to figure out how we're going to organize that. We're going to need some event listeners, something for like the start and reset button, and probably when we are clicking on the cells, so that it goes from, let's say, a question mark or a dollar value to the question and then to the answers. And yeah, we'll display some values. I guess it's part of the board. Maybe it's going to be the last thing. We'll have the sales response to click, so I guess it goes with the event listeners, and maybe to keep track of the score. Well, I guess we will also, a big thing here is figure out how to match the game data to the DOM. So that's going to be the big part here. Now, in the starter code, you do have this README, which essentially kind of gives you hints on what to do, or at least in the way that this starter code is set up, and it kind of like, that's kind of like what I'm going to follow. And there's like 1,001 different solutions to this, or ways to do this this game, essentially. And what I mean by that, well, I guess if you just open up Copilot and whatnot, or whatever, GPT, Claude, whatnot, start plugging in the outline, it will basically get you back a working application. But that's not kind of what we want to do, right? Because while I do use these tools, you also have to understand what you're doing, right? Whenever a pilot is in front of his controls, and then that pilot, they need to know what's being what's in front of them. Same thing for pretty much any technical position. Just because you can automate things, and you should when you can, it doesn't, you also have to understand what you're automating. So that kind of goes to use of our Copilot, and we'll do it, and I will show you kind of like the pitfalls of it. It's my best friend and sometimes my worst enemy, depending on what I'm doing. Sometimes it's great autocomplete, and sometimes it is just fighting me. So I guess we'll see. So without further ado, let's jump in. And this is just going to be yet another way of doing it. One of the approaches. Doesn't mean this is the right one. Doesn't mean this is the best one. It's just another approach.